Be me. Believe first impressions matter. Agree, unfortunately, because mine with her is a masterclass in how to meet someone and immediately regret. Small coffee place downtown. Busy, loud. One barista, me in line, half awake, mentally negotiating whether caffeine is a need. Someone steps in front of me, not oops, didn't see you. Confident, smooth, take a breath. Use calm voice. Excuse me. She turns, instantly looks annoyed. Yes? Point toward the very visible line. There's a line. She glances behind her, glances back at me. Oh, were you using it? Blink. That's generally how lines work. She crosses her arms. Well, I'm late, so. She goes full sweet voice, weaponized sweetness. Sorry. Barista clears throat. She sighs, decides I'm not worth the effort, steps back into line, next to me, way too close. You didn't have to make a thing out of it, she mutters. You didn't have to make it a thing, I reply. She scoffs. Wow, you must be exhausting. Glance at her. Funny, I was thinking the same. We stand in silence for 10 seconds. Then she breaks it. You look very smug for someone ordering oat milk. Deadpan. I prefer that kind of coffee. She looks me up and down, pauses. Oh, cow? She's annoyed, I can tell. My order's ready, grab the cup. She reaches for hers at the exact same time. Fingers brush. Instant tension. She jerks back like I'm live electricity. Careful, she says. Personal space. Raise eyebrow. You were the one standing in it. I roll so hard I hear it. Men like you always think you're right. Take sip. Caffeine hits. People like you always think that bothers me. She glares. Then she smiles. Oh. Well, she says, grabbing her cup. At least we'll never have to see each other again. Nod. Yes. She walks out first. Watch her for half a second. Sharp walk, confident posture, clearly used to winning arguments. Shake head. Definitely not my type. Absolutely not. 10 minutes later, in elevator, doors about to close, someone slides in last second. Guess who? She looks at me. I look at her. We both freeze. You, she says. You, I reply. She looks at the floor indicator. We step out of the elevator. Then we go to our doors. Her eyes widen. No. Unlock my apartment. Smile calmly. Oh, I say. This is going to be fun. And that's how I met my new neighbor, the woman I immediately disliked, who lives directly across from me, and who, judging by her face, did not plan on this either. Hallway becomes a battlefield. Next morning, open my door at the exact same time she opens hers. We freeze again. Oh, she says, flat. Morning, I say calmly. She eyes my coffee cup. Figures. Good to see you too. She steps into the hallway, deliberately closes her door just a little louder than necessary. I lock mine, just as deliberately. Walk toward elevator together, in silence. She presses the button, then presses it again. And again. Impatient? I ask. I like efficiency, she replies. The elevator won't come any faster because of that. She glares. Achievement unlocked, annoyed her before 9 a.m., inside the elevator. We stand on opposite sides. She checks her phone. I check the floor numbers. Elevator stops on the 3rd floor. No one gets in, no one gets out. Just stops. She sighs dramatically. Of course. Rough morning? I ask. You're in it, she replies without looking up. Smile. This is becoming a hobby. That evening, roles reverse. I come home late. She's in the hallway with a stack of boxes, new ones, still unpacking. Tries to open her door with her elbow. Fails. Tries again. Fails harder. Watch for exactly 3 seconds. Then step forward. Want a hand? She stiffens. No. Nod. All right. Turn to leave. She exhales sharply. Fine. Pick up the boxes easily. She watches. New place? I ask, mostly to be polite. Obviously. Need anything? No. Okay. Set boxes inside her apartment, half unpacked, minimal furniture. She crosses her arms. You didn't have to do that. I know. That annoys her. Later that night, hear loud footsteps, something being dragged, then a loud thump. Open my door! She's wrestling with a rug and losing. She sees me. Don't raise hands. I wasn't going to say anything. You were thinking it? Absolutely. she sighs. Help, quickly, before I regret it. We wrestle the rug into place together. It ends up crooked anyway. She stares at it. It's fine, she says. It's aggressively not, I reply. She looks at me, then laughs. She stops herself immediately. Don't get used to that, she says. Smile. Wouldn't dream of it. As I head back, she calls after me. Hey, turn. Thanks. Nod. Anytime. She closes her door. I close mine. She starts leaving her shoes in the hallway. I respond by placing my gym bag. This becomes a thing. 2 days later, open my door, nearly trip. She's standing there with arms crossed, like she's been waiting to deliver a verdict. You left your bag out, she says. You left your shoes out, I reply. These are shoes. That's a bag. She squints. So we're either both wrong, I say calmly, or both consistent. She exhales through her nose. I hate that you talk like this. Smile. Noted. Elevator becomes battlefield number 2. She always presses the button first. I always hold the door when she's running late. Somehow that makes her angrier, because kindness is apparently a personal attack. One morning, she snaps, I don't need your help. I know, I reply. She glares. I feel alive. One evening, hallway smells like something amazing. Garlic. Spices. Open my door at the same time she opens hers. She freezes. Oh no, she says. Inhale like a bloodhound with standards. That smells incredible. She narrows her eyes. Don't what? Don't compliment it, she says. I don't cook for you. I'm aware, I reply. She huffs, slams the door. An hour later, knock on my door, open it. She's holding a plate, speed running the interaction. This is extra, she says quickly. I'm not feeding you. Take the plate. Of course not. She pauses. You're welcome. Thank you, I say, and sincerely. She looks irritated by how easy that feels. Next day, I return the plate, clean, with a note. That was delicious. She crumples it immediately, then pauses, smiles. Just a little, like she caught herself enjoying it. Later that week, fire alarm goes off. False alarm. Everyone spills into the hallway. Pajamas, confusion, collective misery. She's there in oversized clothes, hair messy, arms crossed like it's her default setting. We lock eyes. She sighs. Of course it's you. Comforting, isn't it? I reply. She glances around, then at my feet. You're not wearing shoes. Neither are you. She looks down. Damn it. We stand there waiting, side by side, not touching, but also not doing the whole avoid each other thing anymore. This is stupid, she mutters. Agreed. She glances at me. You're not as annoying as I thought. Smile. You're more. She scoffs, then laughs. This time she doesn't stop herself. Alarm shuts off. Everyone heads back inside. She lingers. Hey, she says. Turn. This doesn't mean I like you. Nod. Of course not. She hesitates. But you're tolerable. Smile. I'll take that. Close my door. Problem starts with water. Wake up to a sound. Drip, drip, drip. Sit up. Frown. Step into hallway. See it. Thin stream of water creeping under her door. Knock. Once. Twice. Harder. Nothing. Knock again. Louder. Door flies open. She's in sweatpants and a hoodie. Hair messy. Eyes half awake. Expression says, I will bite. What? She snaps. Point down. She looks. Freezes. Oh no. 5 minutes later, we're both in her bathroom, staring at a leaking pipe. I just moved in, she mutters. This is a scam. Welcome home, I say. She shoots me a look. This is not funny. I know, I reply calmly. That's why I brought towels. She watches me block the water, shut off the valve, contain the damage, quietly, efficiently. She looks suspicious of competence, as if it's a trick. You do this often? She asks. I'm an adult, I reply. Things break. She exhales. Of course you are. We end up sitting on the floor, waiting for emergency maintenance, surrounded by towels. She hugs her knees. This is humiliating. It's plumbing, I reply. She snorts despite herself. Maintenance guy finally shows up, looks at us, looks at bathroom, looks back at us, like he's walked into a sitcom. Couple problems? He asks casually. No, she says immediately. Yes, I say at the same time. She elbows me, hard. My soul leaves my body briefly, while he works. We wait in the hallway. She leans against the wall. You didn't have to stay, she says. I know. Why did you? Glance at her. Because it was the right thing to do. She studies my face, like she's trying to find the scam. You're annoyingly decent, she says. People keep saying that. At some point, she starts laughing. I really hated you at first, she admits. I noticed. You're not what I expected. Neither are you, I reply. She raises an eyebrow. Oh? Yeah, I say. You're less scary up close. She scoffs. I am terrifying. Only to broken pipes. She laughs again. Later that night, hallway again. Dry. Well, she says awkwardly, thanks for everything. Smile faintly. Anytime, neighbor. She pauses. You know this doesn't mean we're friends? Nod. Of course not. She smirks. But you're useful. Grin. I'll frame that. She closes her door. I close mine. And for the first time since we met, we weren't enemies, just two people on the same landing, who work surprisingly well together, which is usually how trouble starts. Neighbors notice first, not us. Taking trash out. Mrs. Keller from across the hall smiles at me. You're very kind to your girlfriend, she says. I stop. My what? She tilts her head toward the other door. The new one, she adds. Always laughing with you. Nod politely. She's not my girlfriend. Mrs. Keller smiles wider. That's what they all say. Later that day, run into her in hallway. She's struggling with grocery bags. Again, I don't even ask this time. I just take half. She watches me. You're getting too comfortable, she says. I live here, I reply. It's unavoidable. She snorts, inside her apartment. She starts putting things away. You know, she says casually, Mrs. Keller thinks we're together. I glance at her. And I told her we're not. Good. She pauses. She didn't believe me. I smile. Smart woman. She throws a grape at me. Direct hit. Humiliation achieved. Somehow we end up sitting at her kitchen table, eating grapes. She rests her chin in her hand, watches me. Too comfortably. You're not what I imagined when I moved here, she admits. Scary, I ask. Arrogant, she replies. Cold. And now, she shrugs. Annoyingly decent? There it is again. My alleged worst quality, being decent on purpose. I lean back. You hated me in that cafe. She laughs. I really did. You cut in line. I was late. And rude. She points at me. You were smug. Still am. She smiles. Yeah. We sit in silence. She says, You're spending a lot of time here. I noticed, I reply, when I leave. She walks me to the door, doesn't rush, doesn't do the bye now thing, just stands there like she's thinking. Hey, she says, turn. This still doesn't mean I like you. Smile. Of course not. She hesitates again. But I don't dislike you anymore. Nod. That's progress. Back in my apartment, lean against my door for a second. This was supposed to be a rivalry, a cold war, petty hallway skirmishes. Instead, it feels like we're slowly, accidentally building something. And judging by the neighbors, we're the last ones to realize it. We're in the elevator at the same time, grocery bags in hand. She presses the button. I don't comment. You're cooking? I ask. She nods. Yes. Pause. For myself. Of course. She eyes my bag. You too? Yes. She narrows her eyes. For yourself? Smile. Obviously. Elevator doors close, halfway up. Elevator stops. Lights flicker, then nothing. We both look up, then at each other. You're kidding me, she says. I press the emergency button. Nothing. Press again, still nothing. Looks like dinner plans just changed, she glares. This is not funny. I didn't say it was, I reply. But it is very us. 20 minutes later, we're sitting on the elevator floor, grocery bags between us. She's cross-legged, arms folded. You know, she says, if I die here, I'm haunting you. Fair, I reply. I'll deserve it. She snorts. Time passes. Nothing happens. Then she starts laughing. Quiet at first, then full on. I hated you, she says between laughs. I remember. You were smug, she adds. Still am? She shakes her head. And now I'm stuck in an elevator with you. Glance at her. Could be worse. She looks at me. Pauses. Yeah, she admits. It could. Finally, doors open, freedom. We step out together. And somehow, we both look disappointed. She clears her throat. Awkward, almost shy. Well, she says, I think for all the help you've given me, I owe you dinner. Raise eyebrow. This sounds suspiciously like a date. She points at me like she's filing charges. It is not. Good, I reply calmly. Somehow we end up in her apartment, cooking together, arguing about spices, standing too close. This is definitely not a date. Absolutely not. She blinks. Dinner is good, conversation better. When I stand to leave, she walks me to the door. She says softly, So, this really wasn't a date. I nod. Of course not. She opens the door, pauses. But next time, she adds, we won't pretend. I meet her eyes. Next time, I agree. Walk back to my place and realize something important. I don't dislike her anymore. I don't tolerate her. I want her company. It's late. I'm heading out for water. Her door opens. She freezes when she sees me. Oh, she says. Hey. Hey. She ends the call. Awkward silence. You going somewhere? She asks. For water, I reply. She smiles. You're dressed like you're expecting company. I glance down. T-shirt, jeans. You saying I look good? She doesn't hesitate. Yes. That's new. We stand there, hallway light humming above us. She leans against her doorframe. So, she says casually, are you still pretending this isn't a thing? Raise eyebrow. What thing? She laughs quietly, gestures between us. This, the staring, the excuses, the not a date dinners. I shrug. You're the one who insisted. She nods. I know. Pause. I was wrong. Step a little closer. You don't hate me anymore, I say. She shakes her head. No. You like me, I continue. She exhales. Yes. There it is. Simple. And you? She asks softly. I don't dodge it. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't. She looks relieved, then nervous, then amused. So, all that arguing? Foreplay, I say calmly. She chokes on a laugh. You're unbelievable. You survived worse. She looks up at me, serious now. You're not going to disappear tomorrow, are you? No. You're not just bored? No. She studies my face like she's reading a contract. Okay. Then she reaches out, takes my hand. I'm glad you live across from me, she says quietly. I squeeze her fingers. Me too. Then. Someone clears their throat behind us. Turn together like synchronized idiots. Mrs. Keller, of course. She's smiling like she just won a bet and a small war. Oh, good, she says. You finally stopped lying to yourselves. She walks past, victorious. We stare after her, then at each other. She groans. I hate this building. I grin. I think it likes us. She steps closer again. This still doesn't mean we have to rush, she says. I wasn't planning to. She nods, then drops the calm voice like it was a disguise. But you're staying tonight? I smile. Good. Her apartment at night feels different, softer, dim lights, windows half open. She kicks off her shoes, turns to me, suddenly nervous, which I didn't think she was capable of. So, she says, still confident? Smile. Always. She laughs quietly. Good. We sit on the couch first. You know, she says softly, we really hated each other. Speak for yourself, I reply. I was mostly entertained. She scoffs. Liar. Patient, I correct. She leans into me. That too. Kiss happens naturally. She exhales against my mouth, murmurs. About time. Agree. With my entire existence. Later. City is quiet outside. We're tangled in sheets and laughter. She rests her head on my chest. Lazy voice. So, she says, what happens now? I think for a moment. Now, I say, We stop pretending we're not neighbors who chose each other. She smiles. I can live with that. Morning comes. We step into the hallway together. Mrs. Keller is watering her plants, looks up, smiles. Finally, she says. My neighbor groans. I laugh. The next day, wake up in her bed. Sunlight. She's asleep on my shoulder, hair everywhere, breathing slow and calm. That's new? I don't move. She wakes up. Morning, she says quietly. Morning. She studies my face, then smirks, because she's still her. So, she adds, still smug? More, I reply. She laughs and buries her face in the pillow. Unbelievable. 2 weeks later. There's only one spare key between us. It's always on my table, or hers, depends on the day. She still steals my elevator rides. I still comment on her shoes in the hallway, but now it ends with a kiss instead of a glare. Progress. One evening. We're both unlocking our doors at the same time. She pauses, looks at me. You know, she says, this is stupid. What is? Having 2 apartments. I nod. Agreed. She smiles. So we stop pretending we need excuses. By the end of the week, half my stuff is in her place. The other half is temporarily in the hallway. Mrs. Keller watches like it's a documentary series. You two fight less, she observes one day. We fight smarter, my neighbor replies. I nod. Team effort. Mrs. Keller sighs happily. Sometimes we remember how we met. She brings it up when she's teasing. You really annoyed me, she says. You cut in line, I remind her. She smiles. And you still help me with the boxes. I shrug. Couldn't help myself. Late at night, we sit on the couch, her feet on my lap, my arm around her shoulders. This still feels strange, she admits. In a good way, I say. She nods. In a really good way. Hallway light flicks on outside. Same landing, same doors. We didn't fall in love dramatically. No grand gestures, just shared space, stubborn patience, and laughter in a place neither of us expected. Turns out, enemies don't always disappear. Sometimes they move in, across the hall, and become home.